Hello, welcome back to this movement session. We will start on the left side. Please come to rest on your left side. With your legs on top of each other and your left arm extended in front of you, out in front of you. Your right arm extended as well, with your right hand near or on your left hand. Keep your elbows fairly straight without pushing them straight, just let them be extended. So this is our starting position. And from here, bring your attention to your right hand, your right elbow, your right shoulder, the right shoulder blade, your right arm as a whole, as it is extended and resting. And for a first movement, intend to push your right hand further away. Can be a very, very, very small movement. Just the intention of pushing your right hand out and feel the role played by your right elbow. Where does the push come from? Your right shoulder. And how does your right shoulder push your right elbow and your right hand? And how do you hold it back in again, back to the starting position? Very small, gentle movement of pushing your right hand out further away on the floor. And where does this push come from? How do you elongate your right arm? Think of the middle of your back, maybe. Your right shoulder. Find the places in yourself, in your whole body, that make this movement happen. And with every push, try to improve. Find a way to improve. Do you roll your hand? Rotate your arm? Do you make your palm of your right hand face the ceiling or face the floor? What is the best way to roll your arm while you push it outwards? If it is a good idea to roll your arm while you push it, improve your breathing, which means to match the breathing to the movement. A very small movement, gentle, relax, take your breaks. Melt more and more to the floor. And then also drag your right hand a little bit backwards on your left arm or very close to your left arm. So your right hand is sliding closer towards your left elbow. And back out again. And the more complex this movement is getting, the more you observe. You don't stiffen your right arm, but you hold it just fairly out forwards. So your elbow is pushing your hand and dragging your hand, and your shoulder is pushing your elbow and dragging your elbow. And how long for what areas throughout this movement can your elbow stay straight? And when does your elbow tend to fold? When you roll more onto your back? How do you observe the movements of your head? Is your head rolling, sliding, also dragging over the floor? It's a movement you can feel very comfortable with while improving it. You improve your ability to relax and to enjoy a movement into the realm of pure moving, feeling, sensing, and thinking about your discoveries. Your discoveries, what moves, what pushes, what pulls, what is dragging, what is sliding and rolling and gliding. When you discover tension you don't need, let it go. What belongs to this movement, what is part of this movement, and what do you not need to make this movement happen? And then drag your right hand more and more towards your center and roll onto your back. Use this movement of dragging your hand more and more to roll onto your back and take a break on your back. And just feel how it is to be on your back now. Do you feel tension in your pelvis you can let go, in your legs, in your neck, in your eyes, your jaw, your elbows, your fingers? Where is tension you don't need and you can let go? Then bring your right hand again on top of your left hand. That means you roll onto your left side. And then we change the position for the right hand, put your right hand onto your forehead and let your right elbow point towards the ceiling. So what is a position for your right hand that makes sense? Can always change the position of your right hand on your head. The right elbow pointing towards the ceiling. How can you relax into that constraint, into that position of having your right elbow pointing towards the ceiling? And relax into this position. And think about your right elbow moving forwards now, forwards in space towards the floor. Your right elbow, where does it move to? Does it move towards your left elbow, or does your right elbow move towards your left hand, or somewhere in between? Make a small movement at first and see, your right hand actually is rolling your head. How does this movement work? Of moving your right elbow through space, forwards and backwards, towards the floor in front of you, towards the floor, the back of you. Observe how your head is rolling, how your head is sliding, and try to find an answer to the question how this movement is different from the previous one. How is the movement of the elbow different to the movement of the hand when your arm is folded as opposed to when your arm is extended? How is that movement different for your chest? For the ribs at your armpit, at your upper chest, in your upper back, in your lower back. How is it different for your neck? How far does your head move on the floor, roll on the floor? How do you make yourself comfortable? How do you enjoy this movement? What are the limits of where do you still follow the instructions? At what point do you make your own movements? What constitutes as still following the instructions? And then roll onto your back and take another break on your back. How does your left side feel different on the floor now to your right side? Is the left hip lower, closer to the floor than the right one? Is the left shoulder different than the right one? If you roll your head to the left, does it roll different to the left than it rolls to the right? How is your perception of yourself after this gentle, nice rolling movements? And then we will do the same thing on the other side. So please come to lie on your right side. With your right arm extended forwards and the left arm extended with your left hand somewhere on or next to your right hand. And then think of your left hand, your left elbow, your left shoulder blade, and intend to push out your left hand out further on the floor, forwards, do a gentle small push. The elbow pushes your hand, your shoulder pushes your elbow, and maybe the middle of your back pushes your left shoulder. Or maybe you roll more onto your right side. Your head is rolling, your head is sliding. What is happening? So you are the mover and the observer at the same time. Then, of course, also drag your hand back to the starting position, or beyond the starting position, pull your left hand closer, a bit closer to your right elbow. Go back and forth. Reposition yourself as you see fit, as it comes to you. Roll and slide and glide and just make yourself comfortable and feel good. Enjoy these movements of melting more and more to the floor. Then you might start to notice what so many things to notice. But does your head roll first? Do your eyes move first? Or is it your hips that move first? What moves first when you push your hand out or you drag your hand further in? Or is it your breath? A rolling of the arm? And how does everything fall into a sequence, a chain reaction of movement? Then place your left hand on your head and have your left elbow out to the side towards the ceiling. So your left hand is standing on your head. And start to think about your left elbow. The left elbow forwards towards your lower right arm towards the floor, or your left elbow backwards behind yourself to the floor. And with this constraint, of course, the hand is always moving the head. The arm is connected to your head through the hand, through how your hand is resting on your head. And thus the movement of the left elbow through space is moving also your head. If you go really slowly, if you roll really, really slowly, you can find which areas are easy to roll, which are difficult. Some areas might feel more stuck than others, and this might have been connected to your head position. So try to reposition your head, put your head in a different location, allow your head to roll, allow yourself to breathe, your chest to be flexible. What do you need to make all your movements smooth and easily available? And then again, start to roll onto your back and take one more break on your back. And feel how it is to rest on your back now. How your right hip is compared to your left hip, your right leg compared to your left leg, your right shoulder compared to your left shoulder. How your head rolls to the left as compared to the right. See the straight line or a curve your head is rolling on. Can you feel the movement, the rolling of your head in your chest? Can your chest bend and twist and roll? And for a minute, just take a break and rest on your back. Then bring your attention to your right hand and move your right hand over to the left and your left arm also out to the left and roll onto your left side. And then move your right hand backwards again to your right side, out to the right, and move your left hand over. So basically we're rolling a little bit right and left, so make that happen. Follow your hands. Push one hand out and pull one hand in. Follow your hand and allow your head to roll, your head to drag, to slide, to roll from side to side. So is that nice? Is that fun? And now we are going to roll further. So please roll further. Roll yourself to sit and to stand. We will finish this lesson. Roll yourself up. See how you can use your hand to guide you to roll up to standing. So how does this feel in standing now? How is your freedom, the feeling of standing? How does this movement ideas translate to standing? When you think of your arms and turning from side to side, following your arms or following your eyes. What is the difference? Following your elbows. And exercising spatial awareness. Proprioception. How do your elbows move through space? Is this how we walk through life? Or with the hands, with the eyes? How do we move and roll? How do we roll through our lives? Right, thank you so much for watching, for your support. It's you who is making these videos possible. Can support my video production, my work online directly through direct donations or through Patreon. Again, thank you so much for watching, for your support, and see you in the next video.